Love is a one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You give me all day long. Your love is a one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You give me a really good feeling.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Lala and you're watching LALA Level Up. Before I even want to get into the video, I do want to make sure that you are subscribed to my channel because you already know it's free, and also like the video because I know you like me. So as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about sexual identity, sexual orientation, and why none of it even matters. So your sexual orientation, for those who don't know, is, what you're attracted to. Whether you're heterosexual, which is between a man and a woman, you're a lesbian, which is between two women, you're gay, which is two men. What's that? LGB, bisexual, men and women. T, trans, where you're changing from a man to a woman or a woman into a man. LGBTQIA, and the Q is questioning. I don't remember what the I and A is for. Maybe A is asexual. I don't know all of that. I just know like the basics, okay? We're sticking to the basics today. That's your sexual orientation. Your gender identity or your sexual identity, that's gonna be the, the gender that you feel like you are, because, I'm biologically a woman, but I might identify as a man. So my gender identity for me would be a man. That's an example. I'm gonna be explaining why, in my personal opinion, I don't think any of that matters. Let's start with like the sexual orientation. Whether you're lesbian, gay, trans, bi, QIA, that's your own personal preference, and that's what you feel, and that's okay. Nobody should ever try to make you feel wrong for being any of those things. I don't really like to identify necessarily with anything. I just like to be who I am. I don't like the labels and stuff, but society will label me bisexual because I've been with both men and women, even though now I don't really ever want to be with a woman again. I don't know if I'm still going to be considered bi. That's why I don't like the labels thing, because whatever. But anyway, it's really okay for you to be whoever you are. And I know it's hard. Well, actually, it's probably easier now considering the times that we are in, but it can still be hard if you come from a religious family, or a lot of times if growing up as like a black gay man is very hard, because for some reason, it's just so frowned down in the black community to be a black gay man. It's like you're more accepted to be a lesbian, but if you're a gay man, it's like, the community is like very different on those two things, which I don't think is right at all. But I think whoever you love, that's your own business. As long as you're not hurting anyone, they're not hurting you, it's legal. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Everyone should be accepted no matter what. No matter who you love, your skin tone, your race, your religion, anything. You should be able to be free in your thoughts, in your beliefs, in your preferences as well, as long as it's, reasonable. And when it goes for your gender identity, I think the trans conversation is a little bit, I hate to say it, but kind of controversial these days, because there are some things going on between trans sports, and then it was the bathroom situation, or how you have drag queens in schools now, like with the kids and stuff. So I just feel like the sexual orientation and the gender identity stuff should be kept away from children. Children are children. Children don't need to be thinking about sex and who they like and who they don't like as a kid. Period. I think for the trans conversation, if you believe that you are trans and that's what you really feel like in your heart, like you're in the wrong body, by all means, you should do whatever it is for you to feel safe and secure and happy in your body. You only have one life to live. And people are going to judge you because they don't walk in your shoes. They're not going to understand what you go through every day, what you think every day, what you feel when you look in the mirror every day and you see something that you don't align with. Like, there was like this one day, I never had thoughts about being trans. I always knew I was a woman, but one day I had a moment where, like, I don't know, something happened with me, like, with my mind, but I was able to, like, tap into the mind of a trans person and just really feel that feeling of to wake up every day and feel like I'm in the wrong body. Like, that's so hard. So one day I was just able really to tap in, and I'm just like, damn, like, that's hurtful. So I can never understand the struggle, but I can empathize with that, and how trans people, they should be able to make the changes they want to make. I'm not really gonna get too controversial and talk about the sports thing and like the bathroom thing, maybe on another day, but I just want to talk about, no matter your sexual orientation, that should be whatever you want it to be, as long as it's legal. And also, as well as your gender identity, whoever you see yourself as should just be that. It just should be that. And honestly, everyone else in society should conform. Like, if you were born a man, but now you're a trans woman and you want to be called Esmeralda, but your real name was Eswald, it's very disrespectful for me to go ahead and call you Eswald. Like, if you're Esmeralda now, I have to see you as Esmeralda and respect that. I think there's a very much a lack of respect for the trans community. I think that also comes from a lot of people who feel like trans people make themselves out to be victims, but I don't think it's that. I just think that they really get discriminated against. But overall, I just really think that people should be able to be people. You should be who you are. You should be comfortable to be a man or a woman, or to be gay, or to, it doesn't really matter. Like, you know, we put so much emphasis on these things, and it's like, for what? Like, it doesn't even matter. It really doesn't matter. As long as you're not hurting yourself and you're not hurting anybody else, it really does not matter. I don't know why there's such an emphasis on this. I don't really even know why the media talks about it so much. I really don't understand, because I feel like people should do whatever they want to do within their own life. That's just how I feel. I think people need to be more compassionate and understanding to people in the LGBTQ community. I think the way you see yourself is the most important thing. And if you don't feel comfortable, then I can understand you making that change. And that should be a decision between you and yourself. I just say, if you're a prospective trans person, that you just really do your research on the surgery and the reversal, because you never know if you might go ahead with that sex change and then later down the line, maybe have a moment where you're like, damn, I kind of want to go back to my original gender. You never know. A lot of people do have those stories. So I just say, really do your research and don't think too much about your sexual orientation. I don't really think it matters. That's why I don't like the labels. I feel like you should just follow your heart. Instead of like trying to put yourself in a box, just follow your heart. Because low-key, for example, you might think you lesbian, for real, until maybe you meet the right man. I'm just saying, you just never know. So, and then at that point, what if you do meet a man? Then you start thinking in your head, oh my God, but I thought I was a lesbian. I identified with this. Like, you don't have to identify with any freaking label. All you have to do is just feel your feelings and then just live like that. I think every time we put ourselves in a box, we limit ourselves. I don't think you should do that, but everybody is different. Of course, I would say this, but I don't think it matters. I really don't think who you choose to love matters. I really don't think your gender identity matters. If a man wants to be a woman tomorrow, if a woman wants to be a man tomorrow, that's them and that's their grown business. Now, the kids, the parents who let the kids be trans, I ain't for it. Let a kid be a kid. If the kid becomes a certain age where they see themselves as trans and they want to go, making the changes, let them do that on their own. Kids are still growing. Kids are still going through puberty. Kids are confused about everything. When I was a kid, I didn't know shit about shit. Period. So you need to let kids grow and be who they are. Nobody should be 7 years old and no. I'm not even going to entertain that foolishness, for real. And don't be coming about my channel with the foolishness, because this is not the place for you. You being a kid, you don't even need to be thinking. You don't need to be thinking about sexual orientation. You don't need to be thinking about gender identity. You just don't. When people are grown, they can do what they want to do. As a child, you should be a child and focus on school. I understand how, like, sometimes it can be challenging if you're a kid and, for example, you're confused about your emotions or you're confused about your body. In that event, you have to talk to people. You can talk to a therapist, you can talk to your parents, you can even talk to a school counselor, talk to your friends. You can talk to people about this. But I don't think it's right for children to go ahead and make changes to be trans. Like, I don't believe in that. But like I said, I always say everybody's different and they're gonna do their own thing. I'm just sharing my opinions on my channel. And now I wanna know your opinions. What do you think about this? Sexual orientation and gender identity. Like, tell me what you really think about this topic. Because I know it could be a little messy because it's a sensitive topic, you know? But I think it's a topic that needs to be discussed because we all have to experience this. We all have a sexual orientation, whatever it is. Now, with the gender identity thing, not all of us struggle with that, no. But it is a reality, and even if you don't struggle with it, it might be somebody you know. Either now in life or in the future. You just don't know what people are, you know, battling with in their mind, you know? So always be compassionate. Always be kind to the people that you see every day, because you never know what somebody is dealing with, what challenges they have, and honestly just how their day is going. So yeah, give me your thoughts on this whole topic. I want to know what you think. As always, you can be, do, and have whatever you desire. You are limitless. Until next time, LALA level up.